Hello, welcome back to class. In this class, we are going to be talking about the general IELTS structure. Let me get right into it. So the IELTS exam is usually divided into 4 sections. The first section being listening, the second section being reading, the third section being writing, and the fourth section being speaking. And something very important to note, the listening, reading and writing exams are usually done in one sitting, and then the speaking exam is usually done on a separate sitting. What does this mean? It means, for example, tomorrow I have booked for an exam, for the IELTS exam. So the listening, reading and writing test, once I get into the exam room, I'm going to do listening. I'm given a 5-minute break. I do reading. I'm given a 5 reading break, and then I do writing. That is in one sitting. And then probably in the afternoon I'm going to do speaking. That is in a different setting. Or the day after I'm going to do speaking. So it means that these 3 are done in one sitting, and then speaking is done in another sitting. It can be either the same day but a different time frame, or a completely different day. So you can either begin with speaking in one sitting, maybe in the morning, and then listening, reading and writing in the afternoon. So let me first of all talk about the first sitting, or whichever order you're going to do them in. So the first sitting, let's talk about listening, reading and writing. So these 3 are usually done in the order that I have mentioned them in. You first do listening, and then you do reading, and then you do writing at a go. Let's begin with listening. Listening is usually done in 30 minutes. 25 to 30 minutes. That is the length of the listening exam. This includes listening and writing down your answers. It's done in 25 to 30 minutes. It depends on the length of the audio, but the average time is 25 to 30 minutes of the test. After listening test, you are given a break of around 5 minutes. Not like a break you leave the room, like a break of like just a small break that you're told that the listening exam is done. You're given like 5 minutes to just stretch your legs, return them back to your seat, and then you are back to the next test. The next test is usually the reading exam. The reading exam is done in 1 hour. 1 good hour. After this 1 hour, the 1 hour covers you reading the questions and you answering them and you transferring them to your answer sheet or typing them into your computer. That's the reading exam. After that, you're given a break of 5 minutes to just close your eyes, open them, and just take a slight breather. And then after that, you get right into the writing exam. The writing exam also takes 1 good hour. Have you understood me? 1 good hour. This includes you reading the questions, you answering them. So 1 good hour. So in total, the first sitting of the exam usually takes around 2 hours and 45 minutes. This is including the breaks. Because if you put listening 30 minutes, reading 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then writing 1 hour, that is 2 hours and a half. And then when you include the breaks, 5 minutes in between listening and reading, 5 minutes in between reading and writing, and then 5 minutes whereby you are maybe being told that the test is over and all that, you're being told you can leave the room, that's also another 5 minutes. So in total, the test usually takes 2 hours 45 minutes. So guys, have this in mind when you're going to sit for this exam. And that is why I am going to insist During your practice, please practice section by section, and then practice the whole exam at a go. So maybe you can practice listening alone sometimes, reading alone sometimes, writing alone sometimes, but you must, before you go and sit for the exam, and I'll repeat this a couple of times during this course, but you must sit for the whole exam at a go, at least 3 times. This is to ensure that you're well equipped with the time required to sit down and take the test. Because you might be really good at each section, but you realize, but by the end of the exam, by the time you come and write your writing exam, you are too tired because you have not been practicing the whole exam. You've just been practicing in sections. So it's very important to train yourself to sit down for 2 hours and 45 minutes while you are writing or typing. The whole 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yes. And as I said, they follow that order: listening, reading, and writing. Yes. So that is the general structure of the first sitting. The next sitting is usually the speaking sitting. So this speaking sitting is done separately. It can be either a separate day, a completely separate day, either one day before that other sitting, or one day after, or on the same day but on a different time session. It can be in the morning or in the evening. If you do that first setting, the reading, writing, and listening one in the morning, you do speaking in the afternoon, or vice versa. Have you understood me? So this speaking test is usually conducted for around 15 to 20 minutes. This 15 to 20 minutes includes the examiner asking you questions, you presenting your document, first of all, you getting into the room and getting verified by your documents, the examiner asking you questions and you answering them. It takes 15 to 20 minutes. So that is the time frame for the whole examination. Yes, as simple as that. 4 sections, 2 hours 45 minutes for the first one, 15 to 20 minutes for the second one. So yeah, that is the general IELTS structure. And these sections are usually called modules. So you can hear listening module, reading module, writing module, and speaking module. Yeah, so you might hear the word module throughout this course, so don't get confused. Yes. So in my next class, or our next class, we are going to be talking about the general tips and tricks of IELTS, just the general ones. I'm going to get into each module and talk about the general tips and tricks in each module. But first, I just want to give you a little teaser, or a little, not little, big actually, like some serious tips and tricks regarding to IELTS. Yes, most of them, maybe probably I'm going to repeat them throughout the course, but if I repeat, just know it's very, very important. That's why I'm repeating. Okay, guys, see you in my next class. Why do I keep forgetting? It's our next class. See you in our next class.